Hey there fellow travellers, Chris here with my partner Matt, and today I have something truly special in store for you. We're travelling to the enchanting world of Great Keppel Island, which is a budget island paradise just waiting to be explored. Imagine walking along the powdery white sands, feeling the gentle caress of the crystal clear turquoise waters. Great Keppel Island is a tropical haven nestled off the coast of Yeppoon in Queensland, Australia. And the best bit, whether it's taking a day trip or staying overnight, it's perfect for those seeking an unforgettable island getaway without breaking the bank. So keep watching and find out more. There are a few different companies running services to Great Keppel Island from Yeppoon, and Keppel Connections is who we chose to book with for convenience and actually just a slightly cheaper price. We met the boat at the Keppel Bay Marina in Yeppoon, and they have about 3 to 4 services running every day. With a short 25-minute boat ride from Yeppoon, a basic snorkeling and beach hangout day trip would cost around $100 per adult, which I think is an incredible price for an island located in the Great Barrier Reef. You disembark on Fisherman's Beach and your luggage, if you're staying, is carried by tractor to the resort. Obviously, if you're on a day trip tour, then you can disembark from the boat here and start exploring with all the things to do. But since we were staying the next 2 nights and we were on the last boat for the day, we walked straight over to the resort to check in. The reception area was a small shop for souvenirs and basic supplies. And it didn't take too long for us to check in. When you stay here, you have the choice to book with the Great Keppel Island Hideaway or the Holiday Village. Due to cost and not bringing our own camping gear, we picked the Palm Rooms in the Island Hideaway. We didn't have a beachside viewing room and it was only the 2 of us, but ultimately the room was simple and supplied with a bed, bathroom and a fridge. The price was very reasonable at $140 a night, and we had everything we needed. Obviously there are other choices for family-sized rooms and a bit of luxury, but it's handy to know it has budget-friendly customers in mind too. Once we found our room, we made our way down to the baggage shed to collect our gear. Now, what better way to spend your afternoon is at the Hideaway Bar for drinks. As the sun begins to dip below the horizon, there's something undeniably magical about the vibrant array of colours that paint the sky. Throw in an expertly crafted frozen cocktail and you've got an experience that's unparalleled. At the Beachside Bistro, they're fortunate enough to have a perfect vantage point for sunset viewing, while you indulge in classic happy hour drinks from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. There's only a limited selection, but I'm sure that you'll find something that tickles your fancy between the beer, wine and frozen cocktails. While this is something mainly for those staying on the island, the day trips have a short time for the drinks before the last boat leaves. While this might not be at sunset, you can certainly sit in the bar the whole day relaxing if you want. Apart from the drinks, the Hideaway Bar and Bistro will serve you breakfast, lunch and dinner to all the guests and day trip visitors. You'll find a stand-in menu with plenty of choices, and I was able to try several different meals out. I enjoyed the calamari and chips for dinner, and a chicken burger for lunch was mouth-watering. Between the seafood, steak and chicken, I'm sure you'll find something you'll be keen to try out. With a cheaper cost to stay and get there, I didn't mind splurging a bit on the meals. But you can bring your own packed lunch for a day trip, or bring some cold foods over and leave it in the fridge in your room. We did this especially for breakfast and still saved with that. Even with a 2-night stay, we were able to see Fisherman's Beach, Long Beach, Shelving Beach, Monkey Beach and Putney Beach. And given more time on Great Keppel, I'm sure we could cross a few more off. Fisherman's Beach is not only the one that you arrive and depart on, but it's also an excellent place for relaxation and fun. The calm swimming and clear waters make it perfect for any water activities you might have in mind, like the kayaking or just sitting there soaking up the sun. While you're here, you can check out the old resort too, which is famous for its Get Wrecked on Keppel slogan, which closed in 2008 during the global financial crisis. Putney Beach is the closest beach to the Hideaway accommodation and only guests are allowed to use it. While I thought it was one of the smaller beaches, it doesn't lack in picturesque settings, and since it's only for resort guests, you won't find many crowds here. Monkey Beach and Shelving Beach are the most popular for snorkeling. I think if you're going to check out these on your own, you might want to have a better plan than I did in finding all the great looking coral reefs. We actually made the trek over to the other side of the island, mainly to view what was listed as one of Queensland's best beaches, which is Long Beach. While the weather wasn't absolutely best for us, it was still a pretty beach. I'm just not sure I'd bother heading here for a swim on a day trip, but well worth it if you're staying there. And consequently, it's known as the local nudist beach, so no tan lines if you're keen. The Keppel Islands are located in the southern end of the Great Barrier Reef, and you can walk off the beach to snorkel in some of it. Just so you know, we ended up bringing our own snorkeling gear to the island, which did work out a bit cheaper for us and another way to save some money. But no, there are convenient options on the island if you can't purchase your own or have no room to carry them. I was recommended to snorkel at Monkey Beach, which was only about 30 minutes away from the resort. As I swam around, I realised the most interesting animals were hiding out in and around the rocky areas. This includes schools of fish darting in and out of the shadows and stingrays hiding in the sand. Apart from that, we heard that Shelving Beach was a bit better, but unfortunately our time was limited and we had to save it for another adventure. Truthfully, I think we'd probably do a snorkeling or diving tour next time and let the island experts take us to the best spots. I think it's worth looking at the trails and the hiking opportunities available on Great Keppel, with different bushwalking trails spanning from easy hour-long strolls to challenging full-day treks. I'm sure you'll find some time for one of them. During our visit, we only had time for a couple of the bushwalks. The Lookout Trail provided views of the island and its surroundings. While the ground views were slightly restricted, we did see better in the drone. However, I must admit I did find myself veering off course a few times due to the lack of adequate signage. But putting that aside, I didn't get lost and I would recommend them to anyone looking for a nature-filled adventure. If you are planning to do more bushwalking, then bring over some better shoes than what we did. Since we were only swimming and not going too far, we only brought thongs, but we could have used some better shoes. Did you know that Great Keppel is home to many different wild species? It was a surprise to see so many curlews wandering around the resort. They're fascinating birds with their long beak that uses to probe in the ground for insects. Keep your eyes peeled for goannas and goats, and don't miss the opportunity to catch a glimpse of over 90 species of birds. These include the sea eagles, rainbow bee-eaters, and the ever-playful kookaburras, and of course the seagulls. And while the friendly goats may not be native to the island, they add character and make you laugh when they glare at you. The quaint Blue Hut is located next to the Hideaway Resort and where you'll find the water sports and Keppel Dive, offering an array of exciting activities for day trips and overnight visitors to the island. Whether you're in the mood for some snorkeling, kayaking, stand-up paddleboarding, scuba diving, or maybe you want to try them all out. Although I do recommend giving them a call beforehand to get their schedules on the diving and snorkeling trips, especially if you're only coming over for the day. In the end, Great Keppel Island is worth visiting for the unbelievable beaches, being part of the Great Barrier Reef, and being so budget-friendly compared to a lot of islands in Queensland. If you want to check out some of the others, please click the playlist here, but after living in Queensland most of my life and visiting almost all of them, Great Keppel is definitely one I'll be checking out again in the future. Thanks a bunch for watching this week's edition, guys, and I will see you for the next one.